What if you woke up tomorrow morning and your bank account had grown while you slept? Not because you worked overtime. Not because you got a bonus. But because the money you already had was quietly, methodically, tirelessly working on your behalf through the night. This is not a fantasy. This is not reserved for the ultra-wealthy. This is a system. And today, on Green Planet Digital, we are going to build that system together, step by step, strategy by strategy, with enough depth and detail that by the time this video ends, you will have a clear and actionable roadmap you can begin implementing this week. We are covering 10 proven ways to let money work for you while you sleep. And we are not skimming the surface. We are going deep. We are talking about the exact steps, the exact accounts, the exact sequences, and the exact mindset shifts that separate people who build lasting wealth from people who spend their entire lives working harder without getting further ahead. This is a long video, and it is long on purpose. Real financial education takes time. If you are serious about changing your financial trajectory, stay with us until the end. Every single section builds on the one before it. Let us begin. Before we get into the strategies, I want to ask you something. Drop a number in the comments right now, from 1 to 10, representing how hard your money is currently working for you. 1 means it is sitting idle in a low-interest account doing almost nothing. 10 means it is fully deployed across multiple income-generating assets right now. Be honest. There is no wrong answer. This is just your starting point. And every single person reading these comments started somewhere. A quick but important note before we go further. Everything in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not personalized financial advice. Every person's financial situation, tax position, and risk tolerance is different. Please speak with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. The examples and numbers used throughout this video are for illustration only and do not represent guaranteed outcomes. With that said, let us get to work. Way number 1. Shift your mindset from earner to owner. Step 1. Understand the 2 financial identities. Before any strategy in this video will work, you need to understand that there are fundamentally 2 financial identities available to you. The earner and the owner. The earner trades time for money. They show up, they perform work, they receive payment. The moment they stop showing up, the payment stops. This is the default identity that almost every educational system in the world prepares young people for. It is not wrong. It is simply limited. Because your time is finite. You only have 24 hours in a day. You cannot scale your physical presence. The owner deploys capital to generate returns. They build or buy systems that produce income independently of their physical presence. Their money works while they eat, sleep, travel, and spend time with their families. The relationship between their effort and their income is not linear. It is compounding. Most people operate as earners for their entire lives. The goal of this video is to help you make the transition to owner. Without quitting your job, without taking reckless risks, and without needing to start with a large sum of money. Step 2. Identify your current financial identity. Take a piece of paper right now and draw a simple line down the middle. On the left, write the word earner. On the right, write the word owner. Under earner, list every source of income in your life that stops the moment you stop working. Your salary. Your freelance income. Your overtime pay. These are all earner income streams. Under owner, list every source of income that continues whether you work or not. Rental income. Dividends. Interest from savings. Digital product sales. These are owner income streams. For most people starting this journey, the earner column is full and the owner column is empty. That is your diagnosis. And the entire purpose of this video is to help you start filling the right column. Step 3. Install the pay yourself first habit. The bridge between earner and owner is a single non-negotiable habit. Paying yourself first. Before your rent. Before your groceries. Before your streaming subscriptions and your coffee and your phone bill, a fixed percentage of every pound or dollar you earn goes directly into a wealth-building vehicle. This is not a suggestion. It is a structural rule you set up once and then automate. The amount matters less than the consistency. Starting with 5% is fine. Starting with 10% is better. Starting with 20% is transformative. But starting with anything, today, is what separates those who build wealth from those who intend to. Here is the exact sequence to implement this. First, calculate your monthly take-home income. Second, decide on your percentage. Start conservatively if needed. Third, open a dedicated savings or investment account that is separate from your everyday spending account. Fourth, set up an automatic transfer on the same day your salary arrives. Fifth, do not touch it. Treat it as if it does not exist for spending purposes. This one habit, installed correctly, is the foundation everything else in this video is built on. Step 4. Reframe your relationship with money. Most people feel either fear or desire around money. Fear of not having enough. Desire for things they want to buy. Both of these emotions treat money as a destination. The owner mindset treats money as a tool. A tool that, when deployed correctly, builds more tools. Your job is not to accumulate money in order to spend it on things. Your job is to accumulate capital and deploy it into assets that generate income, which then funds your lifestyle sustainably and indefinitely. Write this down somewhere you will see it regularly. Money is a tool. My job is to deploy it wisely. Way number 2. Build your financial foundation before you invest a single dollar. Step 1. Understand why the foundation comes first. Here is the single most common wealth-building mistake I see, and it costs people years of progress. They start investing before they have a stable financial foundation beneath them. They put $500 into an index fund in January. In March, their car breaks down. They do not have cash to cover it. They sell the index fund at a loss to pay the mechanic. They are back to zero, and now they feel like investing does not work. It works. They just skipped the foundation. Step 2. Build your emergency buffer. An emergency buffer is 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses held in a liquid, accessible account. Essential living expenses means rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transport, and minimum debt repayments. Not dining out. Not holidays. The bare minimum to keep your life functioning. Calculate this number now. Add up your monthly essentials. Multiply by 3 for a minimum buffer. Multiply by 6 if your income is variable, if you are self-employed, or if you have dependents. In the United States, a high-yield savings account through an online bank will typically offer a significantly better interest rate than a traditional high-street bank savings account. In the United Kingdom, a cash ISA or an easy-access savings account achieves the same purpose. Across Europe, regulated online banks offer competitive rates with full deposit protection up to standard limits. This money earns a modest return while it waits. It is not designed to make you rich. It is designed to keep your investments intact when life is unpredictable. Step 3. Eliminate high-interest toxic debt. Before investing aggressively, eliminate any debt carrying an interest rate above approximately 8% annually. Credit cards are the most common culprit. In the United States, the average credit card interest rate exceeds 20%. In the United Kingdom, it is typically between 20 and 30%. Paying off a credit card charging 22% interest is mathematically equivalent to earning a guaranteed 22% return on your money. No index fund on earth reliably delivers that. Paying off high-interest debt first is not boring financial advice. It is the highest guaranteed return available to most people. Use the avalanche method. List all your debts in order of interest rate from highest to lowest. Make minimum payments on all of them. Direct every extra dollar or pound you can find toward the highest interest debt first. When it is cleared, roll that payment amount onto the next debt on the list. The momentum compounds exactly like investment returns, but in reverse. Step 4. Get the right insurance in place. Wealth building is a long game. One uninsured medical emergency, one house fire, one car accident without adequate cover can erase years of progress in a single event. Before you invest, ensure you have adequate health insurance, income protection or disability insurance, and contents and liability insurance relevant to your circumstances. The exact products vary by country, so research what is available and required in your region. Insurance is not wealth building. It is wealth protection. And you cannot build on a foundation that can be destroyed at any moment. Step 5. Know your numbers. Open a spreadsheet or a budgeting app and track every single pound or dollar that moves through your financial life for one full month. Income in. Expenses out. Categorize everything. Most people are genuinely shocked by this exercise. Subscriptions they forgot they had. Food spending far higher than they estimated. Small recurring purchases that add up to hundreds per month. Once you know your numbers, you can make intentional decisions. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Quick check-in with the community. Do you currently have a fully funded emergency buffer covering 3 to 6 months of expenses? Comment yes, working on it, or not yet below. You will be surprised how many people in this community are at the same stage as you. Progress is not a race. It is a direction. Way number 3. Invest consistently in low-cost index funds. Step 1. Understand what an index fund actually is. An index fund is a type of investment fund that tracks the performance of a specific market index. An index is simply a list of companies meeting certain criteria. The S&P 500, for example, is a list of the 500 largest publicly listed companies in the United States by market capitalization. When you invest in an S&P 500 index fund, you are buying a tiny fraction of ownership in all 500 of those companies simultaneously. In a single transaction, you own a piece of Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, Johnson & Johnson, and 495 other companies. This is the most powerful form of instant diversification available to an everyday investor. And because index funds are passively managed, meaning they simply track the index rather than paying a team of fund managers to pick stocks, their fees are dramatically lower than actively managed funds. Step 2. Understand the fee difference and why it matters enormously. Active fund managers charge fees called expense ratios. A typical actively managed fund might charge between 1 and 2% annually. A typical index fund charges between 0.03 and 0.2% annually. That sounds like a small difference. Over decades, it is enormous. If you invest $100,000 and earn an average of 8% annually over 30 years, a 2% fee leaves you with approximately $430,000. The same investment with a 0.1% fee leaves you with approximately $920,000. The fee difference alone costs you nearly $500,000 over 30 years. Low-cost index funds are not a compromise. For the vast majority of long-term investors, they consistently outperform the majority of actively managed funds after fees are accounted for. Step 3. Choose the right accounts for your region. In the United States, prioritize tax-advantaged accounts in this order. First, contribute enough to your 401k to capture any employer match. This is free money and represents an instant 100% return on those contributions. Second, max out a Roth IRA if you are eligible. In a Roth IRA, your investments grow completely tax-free and withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. The annual contribution limit changes periodically, so verify the current limit. Third, if you have additional capital after maxing these, a standard taxable brokerage account is your next step. In the United Kingdom, the Stocks and Shares ISA allows you to invest up to £20,000 per tax year with all gains and income completely free of UK income tax and capital gains tax. This is an extraordinarily generous tax wrapper and should be fully utilized before investing in a standard account. A self-invested personal pension, known as a SIPP, offers additional tax relief on contributions and is worth exploring alongside an ISA. Across Europe, tax advantage pension and investment accounts exist in most countries under various names. Consult a local financial advisor or a regulated online broker in your country to identify the most efficient account structures available to you. Step 4. Choose a specific fund and set up automatic monthly investments. For most global investors, a simple portfolio of 1 or 2 low-cost index funds is sufficient. A total world index fund, such as those tracking the MSCI World Index, gives you exposure to thousands of companies across dozens of countries in a single fund. This is appropriate for investors who want genuine global diversification. Alternatively, an S&P 500 index fund combined with a global bond index fund gives you a simple 2-fund portfolio that covers both growth assets and stability assets. For investors who want to align their investments with their values, ESG index funds, which stands for environmental, social, and governance, apply screens to exclude companies that score poorly on sustainability, human rights, or corporate ethics. ESG index funds are now widely available across most major platforms globally and in many cases deliver returns comparable to standard index funds. Once you have chosen your fund, set up an automatic monthly investment on the same day your pay arrives. This strategy is called pound cost averaging or dollar cost averaging depending on your currency. By investing a fixed amount every month regardless of whether the market is up or down, you automatically buy more units when prices are low and fewer when prices are high. Over time, this smooths out the volatility and reduces the risk of investing a large sum at a market peak. Step 5. Ignore the noise and stay invested. The most powerful thing you can do after setting up your automatic monthly investment is almost nothing. Do not check your portfolio every day. Do not react to news headlines. Do not sell when markets drop. Market downturns are not crises for long-term investors. They are sales. Every pound or dollar you invest during a downturn buys more units at a lower price, and those units compound on the way back up. The investors who consistently build the most wealth over decades are not the cleverest. They are the most patient. Way number 4. Harness the compound effect with time. Step 1. Truly understand what compounding means mathematically. Compound growth is the process of earning returns not just on your original investment, but on every return that investment has previously generated. Your returns generate their own returns. Those returns generate further returns. The growth is not linear. It is exponential. Here is a concrete illustration. You invest $10,000 in an index fund on day 1. In year 1, it grows by 8%. You now have $10,800. In year 2, that $10,800 grows by 8%. You earn not $800 like year 1, but $864. In year 3, the new total grows by 8% again. Your return is now $933. You did nothing differently between year 1 and year 3. The same rate. The same original capital. But the return grew by 17% simply because of time. And this effect accelerates every single year. Step 2. See the 40-year illustration in full. Let us run a full illustration that shows the extraordinary power of starting early. Person A begins investing $500 per month at age 25. They invest consistently for 40 years until age 65. Using a conservative average annual return of 8%, Person A contributes $240,000 of their own money over 40 years. By age 65, their portfolio is projected at approximately $1.7 million. Compounding generated approximately $1.46 million on top of their contributions. Person B waits until age 35 to begin. They invest the same $500 per month at the same 8% return. By age 65, they have contributed $180,000. Their projected portfolio is approximately $680,000. Person B invested only $60,000 less than Person A. But they have approximately $1 million less at retirement. That $1 million difference is the cost of 10 years of delay. Person C waits until age 45. Same $500 per month. Same return. By 65 they have contributed $120,000. Their projected portfolio is approximately $274,000. Same monthly investment. Same return. A 20-year delay costs person C approximately $1.4 million compared to person A. The single most important financial decision available to any young person is to begin investing as early as possible, even with very small amounts. Step 3. Use dividend reinvestment to accelerate compounding. When your investments pay dividends, which are periodic cash distributions from the companies in your fund, you have two choices. You can take those dividends as cash, or you can reinvest them automatically to buy more units. Reinvesting dividends is one of the most powerful and underappreciated wealth-building tools available. Every reinvested dividend buys additional units. Those additional units generate their own dividends. Those dividends buy more units. The snowball grows without any additional money from you. Most brokerage platforms allow you to enable automatic dividend reinvestment, sometimes called a DRIP, with a single toggle in your account settings. Set it once. Leave it running. Step 4. Set a specific compounding target and track it annually. Give your compounding a destination. Calculate what your portfolio needs to be worth at a specific age in order to generate enough passive income to cover your essential living expenses. For example, if your essential living expenses are $3,000 per month, or $36,000 per year, and you follow the commonly used 4% safe withdrawal rule, your target portfolio is $900,000. That is $36,000 divided by 0.04. Work backwards from that number using a compound growth calculator. Determine exactly how much you need to invest monthly at your expected return rate to reach that target by your target date. Then automate that exact monthly contribution and leave it alone. A goal without a number is just a wish. A number with a deadline and an automated contribution is a plan. Here is a question for the community. At what age did you make your first investment? Or if you have not started yet, what age are you now? Drop your answer in the comments. There is no shame in any answer. Every day you wait costs real money. And seeing others who started late and still built wealth is genuinely motivating. Way number 5. Create and acquire income-generating assets. Step 1. Understand the difference between growth assets and income assets. There are two broad categories of assets: growth assets and income assets. Growth assets are designed to increase in value over time. An index fund tracking the stock market is primarily a growth asset. The value grows, but it does not necessarily pay you regular income until you begin withdrawing. Income assets are designed to pay you regular cash directly. Rental properties, dividend stocks, bonds, and digital products are income assets. They put money into your account on a regular basis regardless of whether the underlying asset value has changed. A complete wealth-building strategy eventually incorporates both types. Growth assets build your long-term net worth. Income assets fund your lifestyle and create day-to-day financial freedom. The balance between them shifts depending on your age, your goals, and your current stage of wealth building. Step 2. Build a dividend income portfolio. Within the equity portion of your portfolio, you can specifically target dividend-paying companies or dividend-focused index funds. Companies in sectors like consumer staples, utilities, healthcare, and financial services have historically paid regular and growing dividends. The key metric to understand is dividend yield. If a stock trades at $100 and pays $4 per year in dividends, its dividend yield is 4%. If you hold $10,000 worth of that stock, you receive $400 per year in dividends. For income-focused investors, a portfolio of diversified dividend stocks or a dividend index fund can generate a growing income stream that increases over time as companies raise their dividends. This income can be reinvested during the accumulation phase and then drawn on as living expenses during the financial independence phase. In the United Kingdom, dividend income within a stocks and shares ISA is tax-free. In the United States, qualified dividends within a Roth IRA are tax-free. These tax advantages significantly enhance the effective yield of a dividend portfolio. Step 3. Understand rental property as an income asset. Rental property is one of the most established and globally understood income-generating assets. The fundamental model is straightforward. You acquire a property, you rent it to a tenant, and the rental income ideally covers your mortgage repayment, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs, leaving a surplus of cash each month. This surplus is your cash flow. It is the metric that matters most when evaluating a rental property. Not the size of the property. Not the prestige of the neighborhood. The monthly cash flow. A property that costs you money every month, where the rental income does not cover all associated costs, is a liability, not an asset. Only purchase a rental property if the numbers demonstrate positive cash flow from day one. The additional return from rental property comes from two sources: capital appreciation over time as property values rise, and mortgage paydown as each repayment reduces the outstanding loan, increasing your equity in the property. When evaluating a potential rental property, calculate the following: total monthly rental income minus monthly mortgage repayment minus monthly property taxes minus estimated monthly maintenance reserve, typically calculated as 1% of the property value annually divided by 12. Minus landlord insurance. Minus any property management fees if you use a manager. The remaining number is your monthly cash flow. If it is positive, the property is worth serious consideration. Step 4. Build digital income assets. Digital products represent one of the most accessible and scalable income-generating assets available to people without large capital reserves. A digital product is anything that can be created once and sold an unlimited number of times without additional production cost. Financial planning spreadsheets, educational ebooks, online courses, templates, guides, and interactive tools all qualify. The creation cost is your time and whatever software you use. The distribution cost is essentially zero. The marginal cost of selling your 1,000th copy is identical to the marginal cost of selling your first copy, nothing. Platforms like Gumroad and Etsy allow creators to list digital products and sell globally with minimal setup cost. Once listed and promoted through content like YouTube videos, the products can generate income continuously without requiring your active involvement for each sale. The key to building a successful digital product income stream is alignment. Your product should solve a specific, well-defined problem for a specific audience. It should deliver measurable value. And it should be priced appropriately for that value. For a personal finance audience, high-performing digital product categories include budget templates, investment tracking tools, debt payoff calculators, financial goal planners, and wealth-building roadmaps. Speaking of digital products, the GreenPlanetDigital team has built a complete digital wealth planning toolkit specifically for this community. Inside the toolkit you will find a monthly cash flow tracker, a compound growth calculator, an emergency buffer planner, a net worth versus cash flow dashboard, and a passive income goal setter, all in one place, built for investors at every stage of their journey. If you want the link to get your copy, do one simple thing. Comment the word wealth below this video. Just the single word wealth. We will reply with your direct purchase link. This is a GreenPlanetDigital original. Built with the same philosophy we bring to everything on this channel. Build wealth. Tread lighter. Live freer. Way number 6. Use debt as a strategic tool, not an emotional crutch. Step 1. Separate productive debt from destructive debt. Not all debt is the same. The financial media often frames all debt as something to be eliminated as quickly as possible. This is an oversimplification that can actually slow your wealth building under certain circumstances. The distinction that matters is this. Does the debt fund something that generates more money than it costs? Productive debt funds income-generating assets. A mortgage on a cash flow positive rental property is productive debt. The rental income covers the debt cost and generates surplus. The bank is effectively funding your asset acquisition while the tenant services the debt. Destructive debt funds depreciating consumption. A personal loan for a holiday. A credit card balance for electronics. A car finance agreement for a vehicle you cannot afford to purchase outright. These debts extract money from your financial future and deliver nothing in return. The rule is simple. Never take on destructive debt. Be willing to use productive debt strategically when the numbers clearly support it. Step 2. Calculate the true cost of destructive debt. Most people dramatically underestimate the true cost of consumer debt because they think in terms of monthly payments rather than total cost. A credit card balance of $5,000 at 22% annual interest, paying only the minimum monthly payment, will take approximately 22 years to clear and cost over $12,000 in interest payments. You borrow $5,000 and repay $17,000. The lender profits enormously. You subsidize that profit with the purchasing power of your future self. Before taking on any consumer debt, calculate the total repayment cost including all interest charges. Write that number down. Then decide whether the thing you are buying is genuinely worth that total price. Step 3. Leverage productive debt to acquire assets faster. For investors with stable income and a solid financial foundation, productive debt can significantly accelerate the asset acquisition process. Consider this scenario. You have $50,000 saved. You could purchase one $50,000 rental property outright for cash. Or you could use that $50,000 as a down payment on a $250,000 property using an 80% mortgage, while keeping $20,000 in reserve. The larger property may generate substantially more rental income. And the returns you earn on the $250,000 asset are based on the full value of the asset, not just your $50,000 equity. This principle is called leverage. It amplifies both gains and losses, which is why it must be used carefully, conservatively, and only when the underlying asset generates sufficient cash flow to service the debt comfortably. If you are considering using leverage in your wealth-building strategy, model the numbers conservatively. Assume rental vacancies. Assume maintenance costs. Assume interest rate increases if you have a variable rate mortgage. If the investment still works under those conservative assumptions, it may be worth pursuing. Step 4. Create a personal debt policy. Write a clear personal debt policy for yourself. This is a one-page document that states exactly which types of debt you will and will not take on. Be specific. For example, I will only take on debt that funds an asset generating positive cash flow. I will never carry a credit card balance beyond 30 days. I will not finance any depreciating consumer purchase. I will evaluate all potential debt using a total cost calculation before deciding. Having this policy written down removes the temptation to rationalize emotional spending through debt. When a purchase feels compelling in the moment, your written policy acts as a circuit breaker. We want to hear from the community on this one. Is there one piece of destructive debt in your financial life right now that you are committed to eliminating this year? You do not have to share the amount. Just name the type. Credit card. Car loan. Personal loan. Whatever it is. Write it in the comments. Public accountability is one of the most underrated tools in personal finance. Way number 7. Invest in your highest return asset. Your own skills. Step 1. Understand the income ceiling problem. Every wealth-building strategy in this video is accelerated by one variable above all others. The amount of capital you can deploy. And in the early stages of your financial journey, capital comes from income. And income comes from the value you provide in the marketplace. This means that investing in your own skills and earning capacity is not separate from your wealth-building strategy. It is foundational to it. A person earning $30,000 annually who saves and invests 15% has $4,500 per year to deploy. A person earning $80,000 annually saving the same percentage has $12,000 per year to deploy. The second person is building wealth almost 3 times faster with identical saving discipline. Increasing your earning capacity is the most leveraged use of your time and money in the early stages of wealth building. Step 2. Identify the highest value skills in your field. Not all skill development offers the same return on investment. The skills that command the highest market premium are typically those that are in high demand, difficult to automate, and require specialized knowledge or judgment. In the current global economy, high-value skills include data analysis and data science, software development and engineering, digital marketing and growth strategy, financial modeling and analysis, content creation and audience building, sales and negotiation, and project and systems management. Research the salary ranges for senior roles in your current field and identify what specific skills or qualifications distinguish the highest earners from average earners. That gap is your skill investment target. Step 3. Calculate the return on your skill investment. Before committing time or money to any professional development, model the return on investment. If a professional certification costs $2,000 and 300 hours of study time, and completing it is likely to increase your annual salary by $8,000, the financial return is approximately 400% in year 1 alone. That is an extraordinary return that no investment vehicle reliably matches. Online learning platforms have made professional development dramatically more accessible and affordable globally. Many university-level courses in high-demand fields are available for free or at minimal cost through platforms accessible worldwide. Step 4. Build a portfolio of evidence, not just a list of credentials. Credentials open doors. Demonstrable work walks through them. In most fields, a portfolio of real projects, solved problems, and measurable outcomes is more valuable than a qualification alone. While you are developing a skill, apply it immediately. Build projects. Solve real problems for real people or organizations. Document the results. A financial analyst who can demonstrate they built a model that identified a cost saving of $50,000 is more compelling than one who simply lists their qualification on a document. Step 5. Negotiate your compensation deliberately. The single highest return financial action most employed people never take is negotiating their salary. Research shows that the majority of employees never negotiate their compensation. Yet studies consistently find that negotiating at the point of job offer typically yields increases of between 5 and 20%. On a $60,000 salary, a 10% negotiation is $6,000 per year. Over a 10-year career with compound salary increases built on that higher base, the cumulative difference can exceed $100,000. Negotiating is not aggressive. It is a normal, expected part of professional compensation discussions. Research the market rate for your role and experience level. Present that research professionally. Ask confidently. The worst realistic outcome is that the employer says no. The best outcome is a material and permanent increase to your annual income. Way number 8. Protect your wealth with intelligent diversification. Step 1. Understand what diversification actually protects against. Diversification is not about owning many different things for the sake of variety. It is about structuring your portfolio so that no single event, sector decline, or geographic economic shock can destroy your financial position. If 100% of your net worth is in your employer's stock and your employer fails, you lose your job and your savings simultaneously. If 100% of your investment portfolio is in technology stocks and the technology sector enters a multi-year bear market, your portfolio may take a decade to recover. Intelligent diversification means owning assets that do not move in perfect correlation with each other. When one falls, others hold steady or rise, cushioning the impact. Step 2. Diversify across asset classes. The primary asset classes available to most investors are equities, which are company shares, fixed income instruments like government and corporate bonds, property, cash and cash equivalents, and in some circumstances, alternative assets such as commodities or real assets. Over the long term, equities have historically delivered the highest returns but with the highest short-term volatility. Bonds deliver lower returns but with greater stability and a tendency to rise when equities fall, providing a counterbalancing effect. Property delivers a combination of income and appreciation. Cash delivers safety and liquidity but loses purchasing power to inflation over time. A common and simple allocation for a long-term wealth builder in their 30s or 40s is approximately 80% equities and 20% bonds, gradually shifting toward a more balanced allocation as retirement approaches. This is sometimes called a target date allocation strategy, and many investment platforms offer target date funds that implement this automatically. Step 3. Diversify geographically. Owning only assets in your home country concentrates your financial future in the economic performance of a single nation. A globally diversified equity portfolio spreads exposure across the United States, Europe, Asia, and emerging markets. A single total world equity index fund achieves geographic diversification automatically. Approximately 60% is typically allocated to US companies, with the remaining 40% spread across other major economies. This ratio reflects global market capitalization and rebalances automatically as markets shift. Step 4. Diversify across time with regular rebalancing. Over time, the different asset classes in your portfolio will grow at different rates, shifting your allocation away from your intended targets. If equities have an exceptional year and bonds decline slightly, your portfolio may shift from an 80-20 allocation to a 90-10 allocation, exposing you to more risk than you intended. Rebalancing is the process of selling a portion of the asset class that has grown beyond its target weight and using the proceeds to buy the asset class that has fallen below its target weight. This enforces the discipline of selling high and buying low without requiring any market prediction. Set a calendar reminder to review and rebalance your portfolio once per year. In tax-advantaged accounts, rebalancing has no immediate tax consequence. In taxable accounts, consider the tax implications before selling. Way number 9. Reinvest your returns ruthlessly during the growth phase. Step 1. Define your financial phases clearly. Your financial life has distinct phases, and the rules of each phase are different. The accumulation phase is the period when you are building wealth. You are working, earning, investing, and growing your asset base. During this phase, every return your portfolio generates should be reinvested rather than spent. The goal is to maximize the compounding effect. The transition phase is the period when your passive income is approaching but has not yet reached your living expenses. You may begin drawing a small portion of your returns while reinvesting the majority. The financial independence phase is when your passive income from assets fully covers your essential living expenses. At this point, you may begin drawing on your returns to fund your lifestyle without needing to sell assets. Most people who successfully reach financial independence describe the accumulation phase as the period that required the greatest discipline. The temptation to spend is at its highest precisely when the portfolio begins generating visible returns. Step 2. Automate your reinvestment. The most reliable way to ensure consistent reinvestment is to remove the decision entirely through automation. For equity investments, enable automatic dividend reinvestment in your brokerage account. Dividends are automatically converted to additional fund units without passing through your spending account. For rental property income, create a dedicated property account. All rental income flows into this account. Mortgage repayments, maintenance costs, and property taxes are paid from this account. The surplus accumulates until it is sufficient for another property deposit or another income-generating asset. For digital product income, direct all product revenue to a dedicated business account. Set a rule: a fixed percentage of revenue is reinvested into product development, marketing, or new product creation. Only the remainder is transferred to personal income. Step 3. Define your lifestyle maintenance versus reinvestment split. 0% reinvestment means all returns are consumed by lifestyle. 100% reinvestment means maximum compounding but zero present lifestyle improvement. The optimal balance depends on your current lifestyle satisfaction, your target financial independence date, and your income level. A reasonable and sustainable approach for most accumulators is to reinvest a minimum of 80% of all investment returns and allow no more than 20% to fund lifestyle improvements. This 20% lifestyle allocation ensures you can see and feel the benefits of your investments growing, which maintains motivation over the long multi-year journey. But the 80% reinvestment rate ensures the compounding engine continues to accelerate. Step 4. Track the growth of your passive income monthly. The single most motivating number you can track during the accumulation phase is your monthly passive income total. Add up every source of income that does not require your active labor. Dividends, rental surplus, digital product sales, interest. Watch this number grow month by month. Plot it on a simple chart. Set incremental targets. $100 per month. $250. $500. $1,000. Each milestone is a concrete demonstration that the system is working. Many people in this community find that tracking this number monthly is more motivating than tracking portfolio value, because it directly reflects the progress toward the ultimate goal, the day when passive income equals living expenses. Here is your action prompt for this section. What is your current monthly passive income total right now? It does not matter how small. 0 is a completely valid starting point. Drop your number in the comments. And if you revisit this video in 6 months or a year, come back and update that comment with your new number. This comment section becomes a genuine record of the community's progress. Way number 10. Measure and manage your cash flow, not just your net worth. Step 1. Understand the difference between net worth and cash flow. Net worth is the total value of everything you own minus everything you owe. Your property value plus your investment portfolio plus your cash minus your mortgage minus your debts. It is a snapshot of your financial position at a single point in time. Cash flow is the movement of money through your financial life every month. Income in. Expenses out. The surplus or deficit. Society tends to celebrate net worth. High net worth individuals are profiled in magazines and websites. But net worth is a deeply misleading metric when taken in isolation. A person with a net worth of $2 million held almost entirely in illiquid property and a private business may genuinely struggle to pay their monthly bills if those assets produce no cash income. They are wealthy on paper and financially stressed in reality. A person with a net worth of $200,000 held in dividend-producing index funds and a cash-flowing rental property generating $3,000 per month in passive income may be far closer to genuine financial freedom. The metric that determines your actual day-to-day financial freedom is cash flow. Specifically, the gap between your passive income and your essential living expenses. Step 2. Calculate your cash flow freedom percentage. Here is a metric that the GreenPlanetDigital community uses to track real financial progress. We call it the cash flow freedom percentage. Take your total monthly passive income. Divide it by your total monthly essential living expenses. Multiply by 100. The result is your cash flow freedom percentage. If your passive income is $500 per month and your essential expenses are $2,500 per month, your cash flow freedom percentage is 20%. Your assets are currently funding 20% of your lifestyle. The goal is 100%. Track this number every single month. Every increase, however small, is genuine progress toward financial independence. Going from 20% to 25% is a meaningful milestone. Going from 80% to 100% is the crossing of the most significant financial threshold most people will ever reach. Step 3. Actively manage your expense side of the equation. Most wealth-building content focuses almost entirely on increasing income and returns. The expense side of the cash flow equation is equally important and far more immediately within your control. Every unnecessary expense you eliminate has a compound effect. $10 per day saved is $3,650 per year. Invested at 8% annually over 20 years, that is approximately $180,000. Audit your monthly expenses with one specific question for each item. Does this expense bring me value proportionate to its cost and proportionate to what that money could do for my financial future if invested? This is not a call for extreme frugality. It is a call for intentionality. Some expenses deliver enormous value. Spend on those freely. Others are habit or social pressure. Eliminate those systematically. Step 4. Build multiple income streams to create cash flow resilience. A single income stream, regardless of how large, is fragile. If that stream is interrupted by redundancy, illness, market disruption, or any other factor, your entire cash flow collapses. Multiple income streams create resilience. If one stream is disrupted, the others continue. Your financial life does not collapse. You have time to rebuild without emergency. Target building a minimum of 3 distinct income streams. Your primary employment income. 1 investment income stream such as dividends or rental income. 1 alternative income stream such as a digital product business or freelance work. Each additional stream you add reduces your financial vulnerability and increases your monthly cash flow simultaneously. Step 5. Set a specific cash flow independence target date. Combine everything from this video into a single overarching target. The date on which your monthly passive income will equal your monthly essential living expenses. Work backwards from that date. Calculate exactly what your passive income generating asset base needs to be worth. Determine how much you need to invest monthly to reach that asset base by that date. Automate that investment. Track your cash flow freedom percentage monthly. This is not abstract. This is a specific, calculable, achievable goal. And it is the goal that every strategy in this video is designed to move you toward. You have now covered the complete 10-step blueprint for letting money work for you while you sleep. Let us do a final summary. Way 1. Shift your mindset from earner to owner and install the pay yourself first habit. Way 2. Build your financial foundation before investing. Emergency buffer. Toxic debt elimination. Adequate insurance. Know your numbers. Way 3. Invest consistently in low-cost index funds inside tax-advantaged accounts using automatic monthly contributions. Way 4. Start now and let time and compounding do the work that no amount of late effort can replicate. Way 5. Create and acquire income-generating assets. Dividend stocks. Rental property. Digital products. Build your owner income column. Way 6. Use debt as a strategic tool for acquiring productive assets. Never use it to fund depreciating consumption. Way 7. Invest in your earning capacity. Higher income means more capital to deploy. Negotiate your compensation deliberately. Way 8. Diversify intelligently across asset classes, geographies, and time. Protect what you build. Way 9. Reinvest returns ruthlessly during the accumulation phase. Automate it. Track your monthly passive income. Watch the snowball build. Way 10. Measure cash flow, not just net worth. Calculate your cash flow freedom percentage monthly. Build toward the day when passive income covers essential living expenses. None of these steps require you to start wealthy. None of them require you to take reckless risks. They require consistency, patience, and the willingness to prioritize your financial future over your present comfort. The journey from financial dependence to financial independence is measured in years, not weeks. But every single step you take today puts you years ahead of where you would be if you waited. Before you close this video, do one thing. Write in the comments below the single most important action from today that you are committing to take before this week is over. One specific, concrete action. Not a vague intention. A specific action. Open the investment account. Set up the automatic transfer. Calculate the emergency buffer target. Make one extra debt payment. Whatever it is for you right now. Write it down publicly. This community is building wealth together. Your commitment inspires someone else. Someone else's commitment inspires you. That is how a community accelerates individual progress. If this video gave you genuine value today, there is one simple thing I ask. Hit the like button and subscribe to Green Planet Digital if you have not already done so. We publish content at the intersection of smart money and sustainable living because building personal wealth and contributing to a better world are not opposing goals. They never were. And they never will be. We will see you in the next one. And one final reminder for those who missed it during the video. If you want the complete Green Planet Digital Wealth Planning Toolkit with Cash Flow Tracker, Compound Growth Calculator, Emergency Buffer Planner, Net Worth Dashboard, and Passive Income Goal Setter, comment the word wealth below and we will send you the direct link. Build wealth. Tread lighter. Live freer.